table below shows the production alternatives of a country A and country B for producing computers and cars with equal amounts of resources that are fully and efficiently employed. Which of the following is true according to the data in the table? So in this question, we're given that there are two countries, country A, country B, and they're producing computers and cars, and we're asked to find which of the following option choices are true. So for this, let's draw out the table that represents these production possibilities of these countries. So country A and country B. Then there's the computers, CO, and then the cars, CA. So the country A can produce 24 computers and 12 cars, and country B can produce 45 computers and 15 cars. So we can see clearly that country B has the absolute advantage in the production of both computers and cars because they can produce more computers and more cars than country A can. But for comparative advantage, we have to use the formula of doing the other over the number. So for comparative advantage of computers, it's 12 over 24 or 1 over 2. Meaning that to produce one computer, it takes half of a car for country A. And now the opposite for cars here, which is 2 over 1, or just 2. So for every car made in country A, it takes 2 computers. Now the same for country B. For computers, it's 15 over 45, or 1 over 3, meaning that for every computer made, it takes a third of a car. And for cars, it's 3 over 1, which is just 3, and that means that for every car made, it takes 3 computers. So now comparing these comparative advantages, we can see that country B has a lower comparative advantage in making computers. 1/3 is smaller than 1/2, so they should make computers. And for cars, country A has a lower comparative advantage, meaning that it costs them less to make cars, so they should produce cars. Therefore, we should highlight this here where country A should produce cars and country B should produce computers. So, option choice A says country A has an absolute and comparative advantage in the production of computers. This is incorrect because we saw earlier that country B has the absolute advantage in the production of both, and country A has absolute advantage in comparative advantage in production of cars, not computers. So A can be eliminated. B. Country B has an absolute and comparative advantage in the production of computers. This is the correct answer because this correctly shows the results in the table where they have an absolute advantage in production of computers and a comparative advantage in production of computers. So B is the correct answer. Let's consider the other options. C. Country B should import computers and export cars. This is incorrect because if country B has the comparative advantage in computers, that means they should produce computers and export computers. It would make no sense for them to import computers as they produce them themselves, and they would not export cars because they aren't making cars. Therefore, C is incorrect. D. Since country B has an absolute advantage in the production of both goods, it will not trade with country A. This is incorrect because trade is based on comparative advantage, not absolute advantage. So D can be eliminated. E. Neither country can benefit from trade. This is incorrect because if there are differences in comparative advantages, then they do benefit from trade. So E must be correct. Therefore, the correct answer is B.